a surprisingly large fraction of our trade occurs with close trading partners. So for the US, we trade a great deal with Canada and Mexico. Within Europe, there's a lot of trade within Europe. Part of that is a result of specific policy decisions that have been made. So within the US, we've signed the North American Free Trade Agreement, which has brought all tariffs within Europe down to zero, or sorry, within North America down to zero. The Europeans have similar agreements so that they have no taxes on trade within Europe. So as a consequence, you get lots of trade with very close trading partners. Now, over time, two things are going to happen. As we reduce tariffs on trading partners outside of our regional blocks, so as the US reduces barriers to trade with China and India, and as China and India grow larger, those countries will become more and more important as a fraction of our overall trade. What that means is, instead of having trucks moving 50 miles between Windsor, Ontario and Detroit, Michigan, we'll have goods flying thousands and thousands of miles from the interior of China to the interior of the United States. That's going to use up a tremendous amount of fuel relative to our current trading pattern, current trading partners, and we'll see a lot more rapid growth in fuel usage, number one, and greenhouse gas emissions, number two. Now I think, just to sort of follow up on that briefly, one of the things that is probably of interest to managers or other folks who are involved in international business is to think about the fuel use associated with particular global sourcing patterns. So I've been talking about greenhouse gas emissions, but let's forget about that for a second and just ask the question, how expensive is it to move goods from one country to another? Fuel is a big part of that. And right now we're enjoying very, very low fuel prices. Now, I don't expect that to continue. It seems very likely that as the Chinas and Indias of the world continue to grow, they will put upward pressure on fuel prices. And that's going to mean the cost of moving goods over long distances will continue to rise and not fall in the future. So if you're a manager who's organized a global production chain that relies on moving goods by airplanes over long distances, you can expect a sharp increase in the cost of those supply relationships moving forward.